You can be earning more money than you ever have in your life and still feel stuck living paycheck to paycheck. That was me. And for a long time, I thought that meant something was wrong with me. Last time, I told you the leaks went deeper than subscriptions. I said it had a name. Here's what I didn't expect. The thing that finally revealed it to me wasn't a mistake. It wasn't overspending. It wasn't even a bad decision. It was a raise. The exact thing I'd been chasing for years. The thing I thought would fix everything. And it walked me straight into a trap I never saw coming. I did the subscription audit. I found the leaks. I fixed what I could find. And for a minute, I actually felt ahead. Like I'd finally caught the thing that was draining me. Then I got a raise, a real one. More money landing in my account every single month than ever before. And a few months later, I checked in on myself. Not just the numbers, how I actually felt. And somehow, I didn't feel ahead. I felt exactly the same, maybe even more stretched than before. I remember sitting there doing the math in my head, over and over, like I must be missing something. More money in, same amount of stress, same tight feeling by the end of the month. I actually started to wonder if something was wrong with me. Like maybe I just wasn't built to handle money well, no matter how much of it came my way. Which made no sense. I was earning more. I'd fixed the leaks. On paper, this should have been the moment everything finally clicked into place. It wasn't. And that's when I understood something that genuinely unsettled me. The raise wasn't the fix. The raise was the trigger. I want to show you exactly how the trap works, because it doesn't spring on you all at once. It closes slowly enough that you never feel it happening. Here's what I mean. The month my raise hit, nothing dramatic happened. No big splurge, no blowout purchase I could point back to and say, that was the mistake. Instead, small things shifted. I moved somewhere slightly nicer, because now I could. I stopped thinking twice about the extra $6 at checkout, because now I could. Little upgrades, one after another, each one so small it never registered as a decision. But here's the part that really got me. It wasn't just what I was doing on my own, it was who I was doing it around. Before the raise, I mostly hung out with people who were roughly in the same place I was. Same kind of budget, same kind of choices. Nobody thinking twice about splitting a bill or picking the cheaper option on the menu. After the raise, that started shifting too. Not because I planned it, but because the people around me started shifting. New coworkers, new circles, and suddenly the normal night out looked different. The restaurant was nicer, the trip was bigger, and I found myself keeping up without ever consciously deciding to. Nobody pressured me into any of it. That's what made it so hard to catch. It wasn't peer pressure. It was just peer proximity. I was spending like the people around me were spending, because that had quietly become my new baseline for what counted as normal. That's the trap. It doesn't ask permission. It doesn't announce itself. It just quietly resets what normal costs, right in step with what you're earning, and right in step with who you're around. So the raise arrives, and within months, your whole life, your spending, your comparisons, all of it has expanded to swallow it whole. I did the math eventually. New income minus new expenses. And I want to actually walk you through it because seeing the real numbers is what made this click for me. Say the raise added $500 a month to my paycheck. Sounds great on paper, right? Except, the nicer apartment ran me about $250 more a month than my old place. The takeout and delivery crept up by roughly $120 a month. The keeping up nights out with the new crowd added another $100. Easy, sometimes more. Add that up. 250 plus 120 plus 100, that's 470. Out of a $500 raise, I was keeping $30. After a raise I'd worked years for. And none of those individual numbers felt big in the moment. 250 more in rent felt reasonable. I could afford it. 120 in food felt like a normal side effect of being busier and doing well. The $100 with friends felt like just having a life. But stacked together, they'd quietly eaten 94% of the raise before I ever got to decide what I actually wanted to do with it. That's the math nobody shows you. And that's exactly why the trap works. Not because any single number is alarming, but because none of them ever get added up until it's too late to catch. There's a name for this, lifestyle inflation. But trap is honestly the more accurate word, because it's designed, whether anyone intends it or not, to spring shut exactly when you think you've finally made it. If that just hit you, because you got the raise, did everything right, and somehow still don't feel ahead, hit that like button right now, because you're not alone in this. And Mo is just getting started. So once I understood the trap, I knew just feeling bad about it wasn't going to help me. I needed something that could actually catch it. Not months later, staring at my accounts confused again. But something honest I could check on regularly. Here's what I found, and it's just one number. Your net worth, what you own minus what you owe. I know, it sounds like something only rich people need to think about. I thought that too, but everyone has one. Mine was smaller than I expected the first time I calculated it. Maybe yours will surprise you too, in either direction. And if your number comes back negative, don't panic and don't quit right there. Almost everyone starts somewhere below zero, especially with student loans or a mortgage in the mix. Negative isn't a failure. It's not a verdict on you. It's just where the trail starts. The only thing that actually matters from here is which direction it moves next. Here's why this number matters more than anything else I'd been tracking. Your income can go up. Your spending can feel totally reasonable, totally justified, totally normal. Remember, that's exactly how the trap works. Nothing about it feels wrong in the moment. But your net worth can't be fooled by any of that. If it's not moving up over time, that's the honest, undeniable proof that somewhere the raise got absorbed. The trap closed. Even if you can't point to a single purchase and call it a mistake. So that's what I started doing. Not obsessively. I'm not checking this every day, but every few months, I add up what I have. Cash, savings, whatever's in my investment accounts. Then I subtract what I owe. Credit cards, loans, whatever debt's still sitting there. What's left is the truth. And if that number's moving up, even slowly, I know the trap isn't closing on me. And if it's not moving, now, I know exactly where to go looking. Back to the same kind of audit I did before. Because now, I actually have a signal telling me something's off, instead of just a vague feeling that I'm still stuck. That's the whole shift. Stop trying to feel your way through whether you're getting ahead. Let one honest number tell you instead. I checked mine again a few months after I started, and here's the thing. It had moved, not by a lot, not some dramatic jump, but it moved, up. And I felt something I hadn't felt through any of this. Not when I did the subscription audit, not when I got the raise. I felt relief, real relief, because for the first time, I wasn't guessing anymore. I wasn't lying awake wondering if I was somehow bad with money. I had proof, in an actual number, that I was moving in the right direction. Slowly, honestly, but moving, and I'll be honest. That first check wasn't the last time the trap tried to close again. A few months later, another opportunity came up, another bit of extra income, and I could feel the same old pull starting. That quiet voice saying, "You've earned this. Just enjoy it. You can afford it now." But this time, I recognized it immediately. I knew exactly what was happening because I'd already seen it happen once. That's the real power of this. It's not a one-time fix. It's a habit that gets easier to catch every single time. That's what this number gives you that nothing else does. Not a feeling, not a hope, proof. And look, I put together a simple worksheet that walks you through calculating this step by step, so you're not doing the math from a blank page like I had to. It's free, it's in the description. And look, if nobody ever taught you this stuff, that's exactly why this channel exists. Hit subscribe, because Mo figured it out, and now it's your turn. Because once I had that number, once I finally had something honest tracking whether I was really moving forward, I thought that was the last piece. I thought I'd finally found the whole picture. I hadn't. Because there was still one more thing I hadn't looked at. Something bigger than any single leak. Bigger than any single trap. Something that wasn't about what I was spending on. Or even how much. It was about why I felt like I needed any of it in the first place. Stick around, because where Mo goes next, you're not going to want to miss it.